So Trey's contract got revealed. Might confuse you a little bit. Let's get into it. So this is what it looks like. Okay? Let me show you what it used to look like. So before this new deal, which is a bonus, right? He was making $15.8 million base salary, $2.666 million prorating signing bonus. He already got paid this, keep in mind. But this was against the cap, right? And his cap hit was $18.666 million. Well, what they did was they added another year. They added a void year of $10 million. So they added $10 million there. They made his base salary go back down to $9 million and put an additional $10 million into this right here. So let's bring out the handy dandy calculator here, because your boy in math, even though I went to college, doesn't really circulate well. Shout out to University of Cincinnati, by the way. Okay, so 15,800, right? Minus 9 million, right? Is around 6.8. So, in the end here, they took that 6.8 and put it toward a signing bonus. So, if you, in sense, would to take the, okay, so if you take, for example, the 20 million, right, that is extra here, minus 6.8, that's going to give you that 13.2, which is roughly what he got. So they pretty much just said, okay, we're going to take 10 million, put it to next year. So that way our cap doesn't change. So this is kind of interesting, because that means we have now $10 more million this year in cap space because they did this. So instead of waiting till next year or just saying, hey, listen, we're just going to take the L and add in the cap space, we did this to save $10 million. Which in the end, I kind of interested with, because, we talked about yesterday, we tried to get that guy, Jefferson, the D tackle dude, and this might be kind of the thought process behind it. And also, this is not being talked about at all, which I always find interesting, is that they're trying to save as much cap space this year as possible. So when it says void year, by the way, I have to address this for anyone who doesn't know this. The void year pretty much is a make-believe year. So what this means is next year, he automatically gets paid $10 million, cash in hand or check, whatever he, agreed upon. He gets paid that at the start of the league year. So it would be the start of March 7th or 8th. Once the league year starts, we pay him that money. If he's on our roster or he's not on our roster, it does not matter. You have to pay the void year. So even if you cut the guy, got rid of the guy, whatever, it doesn't matter. Automatically, once the new year starts, you automatically owe that player that money. So, little side note, this, again, very interesting how they do this. The Bengals are not a team that loves to utilize void years. The Saints, back in the day, were like kings at doing this, right? That's why they got kind of so, fluffed over in the end, because they were doing this with every single player. And eventually, when you do void years, it starts to add up, right? So if you, for example, do this with 20 different players, eventually that $10 million extra is going to add up, and you're like, crap, we can't pay this. And now you're paying for players who are not on your roster, who you're having to pay the salary of. And, well, yeah, you could probably guess why that would not be a good concept to go with, right? So that's the whole mentality here, is we did this to save $10 million this year. So we could have just said, hey, you know what? We have a great team this year. We're very confident in our team. It is what it is. But instead, we did this to save $10 million, which, again, helps us out greatly with the cap space here and how the cap space is going to be worked out. So that means we do have $25.639 million. In theory, if we did not do this, okay, we would go down to around 15, 13 million minus whatever we, use to sign Dalton Risner. Yeah, I read the comment. Dalton Risner. Whatever we spent for Dalton Risner, we would actually that would be obviously subtracted, so that would go down to like 12 million. But because we did this, we have $25.639 million. So even if you add in Dalton Risner here, right, and you said, hey, we're going to pay Dalton Risner the bare minimum, right? Let's say we give him 1 year contract. Let's say we did give him, that 1 point, let me move this down, 1.17 whatever, and we add that in. Then we have to take away some players here. So for example, like Eric All's still on the team, Anthony's still on the team, Brett was cut off the team, he's on the practice squad. I think that I'm gonna keep this because I think this is still with the practice squad stuff, which would still be there. Although some of these players are over here, I don't know. Anyway, so right now it would be $25.367 million. Which, again, that's with Risner getting the bare minimum, which is very possible we end up agreeing to the bare minimum contract. We don't have the details there. But just keep that in mind. The Bengals are really making moves here. They're not just accepting the fact that, we'll just give him the money this year and we have the cap to do it. They want more cap this year, which, with all the moves they've made this offseason so far and all the, situations they're doing, this is a very promising thing to look at. Because, again, this means they're not done and they want to go all in, which I can't say I'm so beyond excited for, because it's not always what we hear when it comes to the Bengals. And the fact that they did it like this really kind of indicates some positive stuff. So I'm hoping that we sign somebody else. I'm hoping we get some really good information. Hey, at this point, maybe make a trade. You have the cap space to do it. You clearly are not focusing on just, you actually are caring about making sure you have extra cap space. Let's utilize it. Let's go all in. Let's go out there and get someone important. Get someone, to help us out here. Let's kind of take advantage of the situation we're given. And it's going to be a good season, guys. I'm telling you right now, we're winning the Super Bowl. Like, I'm not trying to be that guy. But I'm sorry, we're winning it. Like, there's no doubt. And I know people are going to, doubt us and whatever, question us. It's not even a question now. Going out there and getting Dalton Risner, going out there and getting these guys, protecting your quarterback. We're trying to get that D tackle yesterday, even though we didn't get it. It's the thought that matters. It's the fact that they're trying to do this. We had a fantastic offseason. We did everything we were supposed to do. We signed everyone. They said we couldn't sign the guys we signed. We signed them. They said we couldn't do it. We did it. We got Noah Fant. We went out there. We got other players. This is a front office that I feel like low-key is hungry, man. This is a front office that realizes that as fans, we're not putting up with the crap anymore, and we expect greatness. And I think, we're getting that from this front office this year. So I'm happy with the guys. I'm very proud of the front office for doing this kind of stuff. And, this Trey contract really opened my eyes to that even more. But I'll see you guys in the next one, though. Peace out.